Alright guys, my name is Ethan Barker with Teton Fly Tying. We got a cool video for you today. Going to show you how to tie the Big Hole Bugger. Obviously designed on the Big Hole River of Montana. Alright, so to start off in the vise we have a Dia-Riki 700 size 8. Excuse the dog barking. And on that we have a 3/16 inch tungsten copper bead with about 10 wraps of 025 lead wire. Start off, we're just gonna lay down a base thread, lock in some of that lead, and then scissors here, pop off that tag, keep working our way back to when you leave your thread hanging. It is about even with the barb. That's where I like to start pretty much all my flies. I'll take some yellow Marabou. It's a great piece, but you know what? Let's grab a new piece. That one was a little janky. Just using the Hairline Strong Marabou blood quills in yellow. Here we go. There's a nice primed piece. I just like to wet my fingers. Kind of wet down the feather. I'm going to measure out your Marabou for about a hook shank's length. What you're going to do, and sorry my fingers are going to be in the way here, is you're going to pinch it, take a pinch wrap, even pressure, another wrap, and then you're just going to work that up the shank of the hook until it's about even with the lead. And then we're going to do the same thing with a brown Marabou feather. This is just standard brown. Alright, and I'm going to actually work that one from front to back. Just for efficiency, it doesn't make a ton of difference. I'll lock that one down too. Some pinch wraps. Alright, and now we're going to take our copper crystal flash from Hairline. 5 or 6, maybe a little more strands. And then what we're going to do is we are going to find where the yellow and the brown Marabou meet. It's a pretty funky piece of Marabou there. And then we're going to kind of lay the crystal flash right on that line. And then we're going to tie it equal to the length of the tail. Take a couple wraps up to lock it in. And then crease it over and wrap it back on the other side to do the same on your near side. And then trim it so it's even. See? So that's a little flash. And then what we're going to do is add, I'd say about 2 to 3 inches of standard medium yellow chenille. You don't need much of this, and then you're just going to strip off those fuzzies to get down to that braided core. Invert your hook if you're with your rotary. Tie that in on the belly. Alright, easy enough. Ooh, crystal flash just kind of got away from me. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to take our brown Flashabou. See, there it is. Brown medium, sorry, not Flashabou, chenille. And you're going to take about 4 or 5, maybe 6 inches if you're feeling a little generous of that. Tie that down to the top. And then we're going to take some fine copper wire. 4 or 5 inches of that as well. Right. And then you're kind of tie that in on the side. This is going to be your counter rib. And this is going to be what holds in your hackle later on down the line. Alright, And then we're gonna go up to 3/4 of the way up, and you're gonna grab some yellow, just some medium yellow round rubber legs. And I like to keep them in. I'm gonna keep it in this kind of 3-pack. I don't know if you can see that, but there's 3 legs on this strand. They're all still kind of stuck together. And what we're gonna do at that 3/4 point is we're gonna do a couple figure 8 wraps to lock these in. There we go. There we go. I usually do about 2 figure 8 wraps. If they are gonna lean a little bit, err on the side of having them lean back. You don't want them leaning too far forward. I don't know if the fish would really care, but it just doesn't look that great. Alright, and now we're going to wrap forward right to the base of that bead. Half hitch or whip finish. Don't clip your thread yet though. And then we're going to throw our bobbin on our bobbin rest, and we're going to grab our brown chenille. And we're going to start working that forward with the rotary function on our vise. And then once we get up to the base of those rubber legs, about a chenille's wrap width behind them, so about an 1/8 finish behind them. And then what I'm going to do, and that chenille's, you can kind of leave it, it has enough static in it that it won't really lose its tension. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these legs apart, and I'm going to pick a leg, try and find the furthest back legs on each side. So I'm going to take this leg, wrap in front of it, take its counterpart on my side, wrap in front of it, and then just do the same thing, work your way between each of the legs, which is, this trick, so you don't have to, this trick of tying in the legs like that works really well on patch rubber legs, turds. Yeah, it just kind of keeps it easy. Alright. On the other side. Alright. And then just take a couple of turns, lock down your chenille right at the base of that bead. Pretty simple. Clip that off. Alright, and then what you're going to do is you're going to invert your hook. You're going to take that yellow. Instead of wrapping it, you're just going to pull it straight down the belly. And then tie it off. And kind of pull it kind of tight. You definitely need a little bit of tension on it. And what that does, it just creates a nice belly on flies. It's something I like to add into a lot of my flies. And you don't have to do the lighter color on the belly, but fish are lighter on their belly, so I usually do. But if you wanted to mess around with it, you could. And then what we're going to do next is we are going to grab a Grizzly Hackle. So I'm going to use a whiting Grizzly neck, rooster neck. And this one's kind of a Grizzly variant, almost a Cree. I think it looks good on these brown and yellow buggers. And we're going to take one of the hackles from the bottom section of it, and I'm going to use my hackle gauge here, size it up to about size 8 hook. Alright. And because it is a bugger, if you want to err on the side of a little bigger, like that one's way big. Bigger is better than too small, I would say, for these. I think that one's going to be a nice one. There we go. Pop that off. See, this one might be a little wide, but this is a pretty buggy fly. Alright, and another trick I'm going to show you guys is instead of tying your hackle in backwards like that and then trying to pull it into a horizontal position, strip off the stem, or strip off some of the quills from the stem, and tie it in with figure 8 wraps so it's perpendicular to your hook shank, and so if you want it to go counterclockwise, have it on the far side from you. If you want to go clockwise, have it on the near side with you, the shiny side facing towards the bead. And that's just so you counter wrap, and what you want to do is you want to counter wrap your chenille. What I'm going to do with that is I'm going to take a full turn of hackle. They're all kind of sticking way up, but that's okay. And then start working your way through the legs. It's gonna be easy. Yeah, you only need like one wrap between each set. And then try not to trap anything. Kind of tough on these with working through. You got a lot going on. So take your time. Nobody's in a rush. Feather short. Alright. So I wrapped that hackle clockwise. So what I'm going to want to do is wrap my wire through it, my fine copper wire, counterclockwise. And what counter wrapping does is when you do your hackle in this style, it ties it down, but it also reinforces it and adds a little bit of a little color, little variance. Alright. And you don't need to have a ton of wire in there, just a few wraps. I think I got 7 in there maybe. Alright, and then you're just gonna helicopter your wire, get it off close. Helicoptering's good, doesn't dull your scissors. I found this particular batch of wire I got is pretty durable. It takes a while to get it off. There we go. Alright, now what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a 3-turn whip finish. 1, 2, 3. And then you're gonna take a 4-turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. That just fully locks everything in. No need for glue there if you do the double with the more on your second one. Alright. So now we're just gonna kind of straighten out our legs a little bit. And then clip off your tip of your hackle. Just kind of look around, make sure nothing's trapped. If you have anything trapped, pull it out of the bodkin. And then trim your legs so they're about 1 inch long. Maybe a little more than that, about a hook shank in length. They don't need to be exact at all. Okay. Alright, guys. So there you have it. Big hole bugger. Super great fly, tractor pattern, easy to tie. Give it a shot. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, and check us out at tetonflytying.com. Thanks for watching.